Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gaming with Scott. I am here with John Kennedy. I had to turn and face him.
Hello. I get confused.
It's okay. It's
Very
a thing.
easily.
JC.
Hey, what's up?
Joshua.
Howdy.
I'm turning to... we have a mic thing. It's okay.
It's
We're working on
okay.
it.
All right, too much eye contact. Go away.
Okay, well, some people over there needed it.
That's true.
Anna.
Hello.
Oh, hi there. Don.
What's going on?
And Alan.
Hey, what's up?
Don and Alan are special guests tonight from the Established Facts.
Close.
The Extraordinary Facts.
DNAGames.
The
DNAGames.
DNAGame. What did I say? Well,
You said
did I get the podcast name right the first time?
The podcast is right.
Son of a...
But we're
We're here representing the company
of DNAGames.
who
Right.
makes the games.
So I'm going to skip all of that and go,
Look,
I have Don and Alan here today from DNAGmes.
There we go.
It's the
That
third
sounds-
day of the con. I don't even remember
Yeah.
my own gender at this point.
We can't tell either.
Well, that's, I mean,
I've been striving for androgyny. Thank you.
This
there
is-
you go.
The problem is you're close to John, and I've been really working on John.
Alan, you're number one.
I know. It's fantastic.
I like that how he has to go, sorry, I've been hitting John below the belt so much.
Oh.
You got hit in the shoulder. I'm sorry, man. You want to help me kick John some more?
Glance up
Wow.
John.
This is why we can't have nice things. This is
Oh, I love it.
Normally we gently slide into the...
Oh,
This was a straight off the cliff.
No,
Just like a roller coaster.
Terminal
just
velocity.
That straight first down drop.
I
Yep.
just didn't know it was going to be like...
No, that's how it works when you hang out.
And it was like, holy shit!
We were
Good DNA games. I'm glad I bleeped that up from the get go.
It's okay. It's
drove
all
right
right.
into that.
It's all right.
DNA games. What? Okay. Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
That's what you like.
Okay, because I didn't know if it was like
Or-
it was like
or
Dungeness natural
It's
a-holes.
Don
I don't
and
know.
Alan.
Really
Don
worked on it.
and
Yeah.
Alan.
the creativity. I love it.
Yeah.
DNA.
DNA. There you go.
I like that.
You got it?
That's
I love
fantastic.
this intro. We were like,
Because I never would have.
the show. Yeah, can you do your squeaker thing you do?
It is.
Oh, I
It
love
is
it.
the
Shoe
time.
thing.
It is the time when with the guests, I just go shh, 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 just let it happen.
Yep.
The show will happen. It'll be over quicker when you're.
John is embarrassed for the rest of the world for us.
These loud assholes never shut
I feel
up.
bad now.
I mean, go ahead and shut the door.
yeah, if you're gonna close,
Yeah.
dude, commit.
Yeah.
That's like our.
Boom.
Close. Come
If
on,
you're gonna
man.
do it, do it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Then
your problem,
just-
Kennedy. Half-ass and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, then you just hold the doors the whole time.
Yeah, just stand there, John, and hold the doors.
Oh, man.
He can't work doors.
John,
Man.
you got to go elbow deep sometimes. Come on.
She's gonna fix it.
That's right.
I'm thinking
here she
Anna's
goes.
up.
Anna's going to
She's
kill
making
it.
it happen.
Anna's going to kill it.
Here we go. There it is. 3,
I think they're going to lock us in.
2, 1,
Contact.
and John is actively cheering against her.
John, that's
The funny thing here is that we're actually talking for like 2 or 3 minutes about the door we need to shut.
Right.
Hey,
no,
that
it's-
works.
I'm not trying to
and
hustle you
boom.
guys.
This is breaking news.
Fantastic.
It's
Fantastic.
closed.
Oh,
It's closed. We're good.
Like-
We're good, guys.
I know. She succeeded. 2 entered, 1 failed or left or succeeded. 1 person succeeded. I have to be positive.
Maybe
gotta
I could
remember.
go ahead and
Exactly.
get this rolling with a general question here. So maybe tell us about who you are, what you do.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
are we going to... We just went off the rails so quickly, I thought we'd just
I was
BS
just- I
for
was just
another
trying to
half
nudge-
an
I
hour.
Just trying to nudge us over.
So, DNA Games, we know the origin of the title now.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Tell us. I will take the question. Go ahead, JC. Line us up here.
So who are you? What do you do?
So we are DNAGames again, and what we do is we are a new local game designer from Beech Grove area, Indianapolis, Indiana. That southeast side of town.
Okay.
Repping the south side, and
Way to try to move us away from Beech Grove. Like Beech Grove, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
We don't
Beech
fight
Grove.
over shampoo at
I
Walmart.
actually live in St. Paul, Indiana, not in
Nice.
Beech
Ooh,
Grove. Which
there it is.
If you guys know where St. Paul is,
Yes.
I would be awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's right across from Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So
Shut
right,
up.
right, Indiana. Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Beech Grove, where the police forgive nothing.
That's right. That's right. Unless you know them, which I happen to.
And then they don't stop you for anything.
That's
No.
right. Exactly. And we're here at HOSYerCon. We're repping a new game that our first game really, and a new game that is on the market. It's on Kickstarter right now called Nightfall at Camp Havenwood. So that's who we are, and that's kind of what we're doing here.
Nightfall at Camp Havenwood.
That is correct.
Okay.
How many people die in the game each time? I mean, that just is like
As many as we can make die.
Okay, because that's how that name sounds. It's
Yes,
Nightfall
that's
at
exactly-
Camp Havenwood,
and that's
they
ex-
all died.
That's
know
it.
what?
That's exactly the feel we want to get.
I'm
So,
taking that title.
Yeah. Thank you.
It took weeks. Unlike DNAGames,
Legitimately,
it took weeks.
legitimately, we've probably had 6 or 7 different working titles for this game, and they all kind of filled in that. It's a horror survival game, so
Okay.
they all kind of filled in that like horror genre feel. It was just it's the first part of a series of games that we want to do called the Havenwood Horror series. So it was like originally it was horror at Camp Havenwood, or we really weren't sure where we wanted to go, and then we ended up hey, we really like Havenwood Horror series, and then each one will be a different title. Nightfall at Camp Havenwood, and and we'll just go on from there with the different sequels of the game and things like that. So,
Because I want to break that down real quick. Nightfall, never good. Nothing happens good
Exactly.
once the sun
Right.
goes
No.
down. We all know
absolutely.
Fireworks.
that. Sure.
Jeez.
Sure. I need. We need to give them more ideas on how to kill people.
Yes.
Fireworks.
No,
that
Nightfall.
was
leads to
actually what the game
fireworks.
was about initially. It was like
It was
Ooh, what kind of? No, there's a game already
similar
for
to
that.
similar to lanterns, but just in the air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just-
All right. I get you. I actually saw one of the rotating fireworks things actually fall over on its side and shoot into the grandstand once.
That's frightening.
That is frightening as hell. So you're like, it's about fireworks. I'm like, John, don't give them ideas.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, have you seen the dog with the Roman candle?
Yes.
Oh yeah, the
yes.
Dachshund.
Yes.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Right.
dude,
Phenomenal.
that's frightening. Yeah.
Right, that's scary as hell.
Yeah.
So Nightfall. Okay, at camp now, I'm going to Crystal Lake and all of the other camp. Everybody goes off to camp and then everyone dies.
then
Or
everyone
can't
dies.
kick the ween in.
Wow. Okay.
It's a boy. It's a scout camp. So.
I love John's optimism. It definitely matches
Yeah.
mine. I'm like, yeah, like
Yeah. And
He
it's
has this-
when you try to crush his soul. That it's so
Right.
beautiful.
He has like this wonderful, like glowing smile. Where all like you can tell we're cynical and like hardened, and you look at him and he's
Yeah.
like, the world's wonderful.
yeah, camp's fun. I mean, you go there, you make arts and crafts.
He's
make yourself a new wallet.
No.
A new wallet
let
with
me,
beads.
Let me demonstrate something really quickly. Okay?
Oh, no.
John. Everything is awesome.
Oh,
Everything is fun when you're part
Part
of
of
a
a team.
team.
He can't
Everything
not
is
finish it.
awesome.
There it is.
Living
Yeah.
your dream.
everyone needs one lawful good person on their team.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
that's our John.
Good.
Absolutely.
Moral
So-
compass. There it is. So hold on. Nightfall at Camp Haven. Haven is good. Woods. No. It's the woods outside of the
Exactly.
Haven
No.
place.
Exactly.
That's horribly. Everyone dies in the woods. So
right.
this is a great conglomeration of you're all going to die. I like the title.
Yeah, absolutely,
Very
absolutely.
good. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go
no,
ahead.
not at all. Not at all. I have a really hard time sometimes with our rhythm and tempo. In terms
it's
of
fine.
anyway, so
Rhythm
the
of the
two of
night.
you are kind of like a dynamic duo over here. Walk me through how'd that come about? How'd that happen?
I mean, I've known this guy. Well, we've known each other since we were 5 years old, and we weren't making games back then.
Like
apparently.
back when one of you had no pants on, running around going wee wee pee pee like that.
Yeah, in kindergarten.
Wow.
Something like
that,
afternoon
yeah.
kindergarten. Literally, I'm sitting at our table, my table at the time.
Yeah.
Sitting
Whoa.
at my. No, it was because you
Laying
sat on
claims
the
to
other
it.
side of the room.
He was a very wealthy kid.
I was yes, my
school, there we
table, and I was coloring something. I don't even know what, and
how it
it was
goes most
literally the
nights.
first day of school. A kid that I had never met walks up to my table and he goes, "Hey, my name's Alan. You want to be best friends?" And I said, "Sure."
This is like,
And literally day one, and 27 years later.
And now John needs to dry his eye.
So,
No, I'm just thinking that never happened to me.
Nice.
I had people walk up and go, "Hi, my name is Bob. I'm going to be your bully today." Okay.
No, if you would
now
have
we're
gone,
sad.
if you would have gone to school with us, you would have been our best friend because we were always the kids who beat the crap. I was 5 foot tall in kindergarten.
what?
I was huge. I was a huge. I did.
Wow.
Like I had a huge growth spurt early, and then I didn't grow again until like 7th grade, and then I only gained like about 4 inches. And then high school, I was like 5'6", and then finally, topped out at about 5'11". So in kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, I was like the biggest kid that was not almost in junior high.
He's Mongo.
Yeah,
Nice.
and literally we beat the crap out of every bully that ever touched anybody we were in school with.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, like, did you two find gaming together? Did you kind of get into games together the same way? You remember the first game you played? I mean,
I remember the first what I would consider to be like hobby gamer game, if you will, quote unquote gamer game, was Marvel Overpower. In 1994-ish, 1993, around the same time that Magic the Gathering was first coming out.
I remember that game.
My uncle introduced that game to me, and then when I was 15 years old, my dad and I we did historic reenacting my whole life. And then we got into also doing Ren Fair stuff.
Respectable.
We started playing
Nice.
Dungeons and Dragons with the guys that we did that with. He invited me. I was the only kid at the table. Everybody else is, my dad's age. So I learned how to play Dungeons and Dragons the same year. This guy over here gets me into Magic the Gathering. So
Nice.
that was really, for me, that was kind of my coming out party in the world of gaming, was those two events pretty much by the time I was like 15.
Okay, cool. Alan?
Yeah, I mean, around the time he was in Overpower, someone crumbled up their first line of Magic cards for me to snort.
Right? Yeah.
nice.
I was kind of stuck in that for a while, and that's really where I was on gaming.
I still remember how you got into Magic.
I was so afraid you were going to say you really remember the first time I snorted a line of Magic cards.
I didn't want to talk about that publicly, but
make a story.
I do remember you.
For the audience, Black Lotus is both a heroin and a magic reference.
That's correct. That is correct. Alan told me, because I'd asked him several years ago how he got into Magic, and he said he was at a comic book convention, and he had a bunch of Spawn comics
That was selling.
that he was
Nice.
selling.
I had Spawn 1 through 35.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which are
shipping.
probably worth,
Nope, let's not talk about it.
Enough for Magic cards, right?
Yeah.
To get Moxes and Lotuses out of
That's
that?
right.
No? Okay.
It was around Ice Age block that he got into.
Black border
Yep.
Moxes? Yeah.
Back when those things were very reasonably priced.
Affordable.
Yeah,
say
there
that.
you go. We'll say it that
Affordable.
way.
Yeah.
No, that was where I started and played a ton of that. But I really didn't get into board games until a couple years ago. And pretty much everything. I'll let you on.
You don't have to let. I can yawn without making noise on the mic. I'm good at this.
I was going to say, he's the host.
That's
He can
for
yawn
putting
whenever
it
the
on.
heck he wants.
No,
It's all good.
Tell us about your life story.
Oh, that's how we're gonna play. Time to mark mannerisms. Fair enough. Good to know.
Now he's going to be edited. He's going to be like, in my dreams, it's raining men and men and men. What the hell is happening?
I didn't say it. Damn word.
Well, you know.
I would never let that slip out.
Oh, man.
No, I started with Magic, like a lot of other people. Played competitively. Had to get rid of all of the cards for named reasons, and then got
Right.
into board games. And I have a huge passion for board games.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah!
Because I needed to end that song with the
Nice.
when I do that. That's how
Nice.
the editing's gonna
Well
go.
done.
Thank you. Okay, because it goes. It's raining men. Hallelujah. Okay, moving on.
One more?
That's how that editing's gonna go. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what happened there?
Just one more.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
So, then I take it at some point, and I see this is like you guys are like Bill and Ted, and you're in a basement somewhere, and one of you looks at the other one and says, "Dude, we can make games." Like, how'd that happen?
Me to take this one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so we played Cold Express.
I'll put
Nope. We were playing it, and we've been playing games for a while, and we really kind of fell in love with the programming mechanic. And Don was like, this would be really cool to make like a horror-based game. And we just kicked around.
If somebody made a horror-based game where you're running around the camp and trying to stay away from the bad guy, that'd be fun.
So like 2 or 3 weeks goes by, and I'd been thinking about it. We hadn't really talked a whole lot. We were playing some Pathfinder adventure card game and things like that. And one day I just texted him, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. Like, let's go all in. I don't care. Let's do this. See what happens. And 8 months of grinding has gotten us to this point. So
Nice. Now we're gonna be playtesting this here in a bit.
Absolutely.
You're gonna kill us all.
Hopefully.
Is what I'm hearing.
That's the plan.
Don's just openly honest about it. Like, yes. So we hope to kill some of you twice.
Well, here's the thing, and I joke around now about this with people. Alan is the reason people play the game. I'm the reason people play the game again because I'm
Okay.
Well, and what I mean by that is it's really been Alan's genius in the mechanics of the game and the rules of the game that people are like, wow, this is a really interesting game. And then I went, yeah, but people want to live and eventually win the game, Alan. Like, you can't just kill everyone. And he's like, okay, fine. We'll give them a 10% success rate. And I'm like, bro, come on. So literally, like, it was back and forth for probably the first 2 months, like how strongly the horror of the camp was going to just pursue the crap out of everybody there. So
I will, without ever having seen the game, say, Alan, you were correct.
right.
He probably talked you into way more than you should have given him. That's okay. No, I played Pandemic for like 2.5 years.
Oh, that's
never won ever.
I've never won. I've never won Pandemic.
I have a 14-game winning streak.
What?
Yeah.
I touched Pandemic, and I don't know what it is. It works in my favor.
Okay,
all the
now
time.
those lights started flickering when you said that. I can't. I don't know if I can be in the same room with you at this point.
Right.
The last time it was 9 months ago. I played, and I finally won my first game ever. I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to the game because I'm like, I won. We're done.
We're done. Yeah.
Right.
Going out on a high
but
note.
Pandemic, I was on Pandemic hard because I couldn't win, and it had that. We're gonna crush you. You're gonna die. It's over. Round 2. Everything's dead. Like how?
Yes.
What? I keep getting, and then there's an outbreak, and then this thing happens, and by the way, you're all dead now. Like what? And it was. I kept going back to the game, and it kept crushing my soul.
Right.
And I'm okay. It was like, yes, let's do more of that. I don't know why.
Well, the trick there is that they give you enough options to hang yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're like, hey, look, this is a very hard task. You're like, yeah, I'm up for a task. That's awesome. I'm the man. And then you play it, and it gives you all these options. You're like, cool. I'm saving the world. And then it's like, no, you're not. You're actually dying, and you're destroying the world because you suck.
yes. You personally. Yes, very
exactly.
good.
This
Blaming
is
you.
your fault.
Exactly.
We call that in the business the John Kennedy effect. So.
Nice.
So when designing the horror, see, Don, he was gone. I think he was out with the family for the first couple days when we were kind of spitballing ideas.
We texted back and forth for a solid day and a half, and then I kind of went like quiet for about a day and a half, just hanging out with family and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he leaves me to working on the horror.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
And I love to watch people squirm.
Yeah.
I love squirming in games. I like failing in games. That's cool with me. I mean, my Pandemic record's good, but at the same
I'm
point,
getting what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, look, and so we played through and we're like, holy crap, this guy is merciless, relentless, and I'm loving it. And Don's like, yeah, people might want to play this more than once. Like, okay,
Right,
cool.
yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
like, well, we need to give them a little bit of abilities.
Let's
We need
give them
mark
some
down a little
incentive
bit.
to want to actually continue to play. Yeah.
And for the first months after we had a prototype together, he would run the game at whatever store we were at. I would sit at the end with a notebook. And if too many people won, because we like to have we like to have a time.
Are we going to knock these people down a notch?
yes,
well,
that's exactly it. That's
Percentage-wise,
exactly
we want the whole. Let's see. We want the whole party to lose probably about 20% of the time. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound so bad. However, it's a player elimination game. And when have you ever seen a horror movie where everybody just walked back to the van, right?
Yeah, you're right.
That was such a great camping trip. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
I had a guy once. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna jump off the rails just a second. I had a guy test it and tell me, I don't like player elimination games. And I'm like, well, you sat down to play a player
That's a
elimination
shame.
game. And hey, Ameritrash
Sorry.
all the way. Let's just, hey, sorry,
Yeah.
you got stabbed in the face.
Yeah.
So, but he tells me that, and I'm going, well, wait, are we supposed to go Euro with this? I mean, am I supposed to have you ever watched a horror movie where they just went, these 6 campers, you accumulated 12 points. Jason, you got 10. Tough luck, Jason.
Yeah, sorry.
You're not going to make it to the end. I'm sorry. If you die in the first 2 turns, you didn't make it to the opening credits.
That's awesome.
So-
You were part of the cutscene at the beginning where
Yes.
you were like the sucker that died.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
how they found out. And that's okay with me. And so there was a lot of me sitting at the end going, 4 out of 5 people lived.
Yeah.
This has got to change.
Your plot,
Nah.
your plot function was to introduce the villain.
Yeah. That's actually absolutely
You're
it.
doing like actuarial sciences over here. It's
Yeah.
like, no, 15%. That's it. No one else.
That-
No
no,
one-
that's
yeah,
really how it
That's-
is.
I
It's
mean,
like-
literally, he's like,
yeah.
okay, we can play up to 5 people. If 2 people live, that is a good game.
I'm cool with that. That's fine. 2
If
walk out.
one-
I want
if-
them maimed, though.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
right.
No, they don't go on
Nobody
unscathed.
goes unscathed.
Ever-
Like,
Yeah.
I've literally, out of all the and we've probably play tested this game in the prototype version that it's in right now. We've probably done it. I would say really probably 70 to 80 times we've played this version of our game.
Okay.
And-
so I'm thinking Anna is going to get killed or at least isolated. John is probably going to be one of those scenarios where I didn't have to run faster than the bad guy, I just had to run faster than John.
No.
That's happened to me in a game.
And
That's
now-
happened to me in an all-flesh game,
And
actually.
now I'm really kind of torn because I have two brothers, and I'm not sure which I have to sacrifice in order to make it out
you
alive. I'm
kidding
just
me?
doing math. There's 5 of us. What am I saying?
I mean,
I'm
at the same
tripping you
time,
first.
I'm
These-
the minority
they're-
here,
Hey.
so I could very much win this.
so you go first,
Hey.
is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, solidarity, my brothers.
I can't tell you how many horror movies we had to watch.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'd say have to because at first it
No,
felt like
you
it. Then
had to.
I got an
we did
appreciation.
research. We
Yeah.
had to do research.
It was seriously like hardcore 2-3 weeks of just mind-numbing B movies. But
Did you do the math on like, okay, there's this many campers and only this many went out in each of the movies? Did you?
there's typically 1 or 2
Right,
that make
right.
it out, and then it was more about trying to capture because we wanted this to be as thematic as possible.
Oh, sure.
And we wanted that feeling, and to use the programming mechanic, you get that feeling of chaos. Like you have choices. Again,
Right.
You have choices.
Yeah, that's how we're
Right?
going to let you shoot yourself
did
in
I
the
just-
face.
Did I just bring that back around?
Right.
You
Yeah.
have all the choices in the world, but
You've got 3 feet of rope.
Yeah.
you can run in any direction,
Yeah.
or you can just walk off the cliff, and that's
Right.
fine with me.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of looking at how things were used. Like one of the stretch goals, for instance, and I have to throw this out here. If you ever watch the Friday the 13th series, all of it, you have a Sunday you really just hate and want to watch all of it, you'll notice there is a pitchfork in about 3 of the movies, right? 2 of those movies, that pitchfork gets used with no results whatsoever. It gets buried in a tree or like a rafter or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The one time it gets used, it's used gloriously. So we added it to as a stretch goal.
Is that in Freddy versus Jason that he uses it?
Maybe.
Okay.
But he impales him. It's wonderful. And
Yeah.
like on my end, I'm not even cheering for Jason anymore. I'm not even cheering for the camper. I'm cheering for the damn pitchfork. I'm like,
I want to see this happen.
That pitchforchfork.
you got your
Yes.
time. And
That's awesome.
so the pitchfork in our game, we haven't really explained the game because we haven't gotten there yet. And I'm sorry to jump ahead.
No.
But there are scenes, and the scenes are essentially rounds. The pitchfork gets stronger.
The further into the,
further
game
into
it
the game
gets
it goes?
without
Oh, that's
being used.
awesome.
Yeah.
Does it
That
get like
is-
more epic? Like, does it get like an epic form where it starts off like a teeny, like wimpy little one, and then it's all made of steel, and then it's got like 6 blades.
The damage escalates. Yes, that's
pencil.
exactly.
No.
That's
It-
phenomenal.
It evolves as you.
But no, like as the scenes, whatever the scene number is, it does
Double-sided.
that damage.
Oh.
So in the last
Oh.
scene, it's significant, especially if the horror has it. I mean, Don would tell you, especially if a camper had it. I'm gonna tell you, especially if the horror has it,
No.
because you know he can end you in one shot.
The problem is at this point in my life, you and I have worked together enough where I really don't care about the campers anymore. I had a special place in my heart
Yes.
for them, and now that special place has become cold.
You're welcome.
we're all screwed.
You're welcome.
Alan and I feel your influence more and more as we move
That's
through
right.
this interview, and I like it. I like it a lot.
What I do.
What's great is we sat down, we put all this game together, and I was really the advocate for. We got to give the players an opportunity to have. Here's my thing: I wanted them to have hope.
Oh,
So
the
you-
most dangerous weapon in the
so
human
you
arsenal.
Crush their dream.
Yes, because I'm chaotic good, and so so I was very much if they feel like they can
Yeah.
if they feel like they you found a med pack, you get to gain 1 life, sweet, you're back at 2. Oh God, it's too bad he has a machete and he just cut you down in one swing, that kind of thing. But then he goes, hey, we should plan an expansion for this game, and I said, okay, what do you want to do? And he goes, I don't know, what do you like? And I said, I love zombies.
Uh-oh.
And he goes, okay, sure, yeah, put together a zombie expansion for it, and show me what you think. And I sent it to him, and he calls me, and he goes, Don, I have to make this a little easier for the players. And I went, why? And he goes, because apparently your zombies are now undead gods, because this is crazy. And I don't know if it's just because I have an affinity for, zombie movies, and when I played Magic the Gathering, I was a huge proponent to using zombies in my deck and
yeah.
stuff like that. Like, that was my jam. And so it was like, giving candy to a real fat baby in a buffet,
I couldn't believe I was neutering.
wallow in it. So
Nice.
I cannot believe I was nerfing.
yeah, he
I
was,
was there
he
going,
was, he
I'm
was
nerfing a bad guy.
Yeah,
oh, it's a
it
whole
was
wave of
so
bad guys.
good.
No one's gonna play this.
yeah, they're gonna get it and go, that's too hard. I
When
can't
the
do
guy
that.
who's advocating more and more player death goes, we might want to reel this in. And then you go, oh, okay, that's where we are.
Okay, got it.
I tried to design Cthulhu, right? It's like,
Yeah.
so we have a
Oh
top
my
goal.
gosh.
Yes.
And we tested him. I brought him. I took it over.
tested him.
I launched him on some unsuspecting people. We're like, hey, let's try this. And
Let's
they're
try
like,
Cthulhu.
We want to try new stuff. I'm like, well, this is our top stretch goal. By the way, guys, it's not in there.
Not
currently.
any longer, no.
It's actually being moved to the expansion because he's going to make more sense in the expansion. The
The sequel. The
next
sequel.
yeah,
Sure.
Because
So-
the sequel's going to have like a madness mechanic and things
Oh,
like that.
nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
But he came out there and they couldn't interact with him because he's a god, right?
Right.
And so they're just running away from him and running away from him. He's just destroying the city. Like, he's
That was his
Godzilla.
thing. That was his thing. When he would land on a location, he would just obliterate it. So everything that was in that location was gone. The location, not even on the map anymore. So it's like literally you're just corralling all of these victims into one
corner.
And
Yeah.
so, and so finally, and I'm playing the game because I'm like, I want to get in there and see how much I messed up. Why not, right?
Yeah, do
so
this.
finally, it's like you just have to outlast him. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all you can do. You can't interact.
Nice.
You just have to outlast him.
Yep.
The guy plays a fight card, and there's friendly fire in our game. So he flat out just obliterates me with a chainsaw, and he's literally the last guy out there with Cthulhu, and he ends up winning by himself because he killed me.
Yeah.
Because of the module, the way it was designed.
Yeah.
I am not against that.
So then I moved it away. I don't die to someone else.
That's
No,
right.
I'm
Nice.
kidding. I'm kidding.
So
That's phenomenal. So, game design, excellent. Next steps: building boards, boxes. How? Talk a little bit about that because I really think that as gamers, we all sit back and go, "Yeah, Wild Stallions, we can make a game. This would be awesome." But talk to me about the mundane of how do you put your dream on. There's a board, there's a box, there are pieces. Is it simple? Is it hard? Is it that's the one part you want to pluck your eyes out over? Is it? Because I'm mentioning the, and I'm getting nothing. I'm getting soul crushing disharmony from this side of the. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah. I've spent countless hours on the phone with Print Ninja. Are we talking about in the physical form, or what exactly?
Physical form,
like
yes.
the prototypes we've had to put together.
We want to put together a prototype. We want to take this Kickstarter and we want to make 1,000 units. We want to do.
Well,
This seems a joyous topic to talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe
This
a
is-
future expansion can be, so you're in a game warehouse manufacturing complex and it's going to steal your soul.
that's right.
Because you need multi-layer laminated cardboard and son of a bitch, you can't get that. Like, what, really?
the worst part for us right now. Well, let me just go with this, and I've said this before. I'm huge on being able to store the games, and it kills me. And I'm looking at Fantasy Flight Games and a couple other places. I don't care if I call them out. I'm on your podcast.
Right.
Sorry if you get some crazy emails.
Bring it. Hey,
Just
just
forward
feedback at gamingwithscott. Send those emails to me. I'll take care of those, no
Good.
problem.
So the thing is, companies don't design boxes to hold their game. And
Right.
it pisses me off.
Right.
Like my stuff's sleeved, it's organized. I want to get to what I have to get to quickly. So
Yeah.
our box is actually 11.5 by 11.5 by 3. Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
the cards are 2 1/4. When sleeved, they're going to sit on their side.
Right.
And you'll actually be able to thumb through them and get to the things you need to get to.
Oh, nice. Okay. Some
So-
thought and design into the actual physical. Here's what you're going to need. Here's how you're
Yeah.
going to, so that it's good gameplay, not just, well, we had them in a pile and we had to thumb through them.
Right. You dump them out on the table and you have to fish through it and sort them. No, I don't do that. That doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I get that. I like that.
That's beneath you.
Yeah, no, no, awful. So that was the downside to that. First of all, is cost, of course. That's why
Right.
they're cutting it. Fantasy
Yeah.
Flight, watching you.
Fantasy Flight, we got our eye on you, is what I'm saying.
So they're cutting costs and weight. And so the only thing we've really had anyone say on Kickstarter was like, why is shipping so high? Well, the game weighs like 4 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
It weighs quite a bit because there's 209 cards in the base game.
Okay.
Plus these
Oh, wow.
dials that Don actually designed, and they were fantastic. So these dials to keep
Thank
track
you.
of your life.
Don's like, yes.
Thank you.
Oh, I know they're fantastic.
Everything I touch is great.
Actually, the first 3 turned to gold. So anyway, so yeah,
They're in my back pocket.
you have
All of our dials go to 11.
ours actually go to 16.
Ours actually go to 16.
That's 5 more than 11.
Your
Only
11.
11?
Your dials that end in 11 are adorable.
That's right.
Because, like, 11, you've already lost 5 health. Sucker.
Right.
Hello.
209 cards, 5 dials,
8 meeples.
8 meeples. There
I
we
got
go.
your back.
There we
There we
go.
go.
I got you, bro.
A pile of chits. Why not?
Right.
And
who gives a shit?
And a
I'm
whole
with
lot
you.
of a whole lot of disdain for the people playing the game.
That's right.
There you go.
With
And
a
you
book.
bundled that.
And
the
a rule
disdain.
book.
You can't understand how hard it is to get the disdain piled up and crammed into each game with love.
We actually have to
With
pay
love.
extra.
Right.
We have to pay an extra processing fee for all of
For
the
the,
disdain.
yeah, it's actually because compressing disdain, it's almost like
Yeah.
hydraulic fluid. It's
Yes.
hard to get
Yes,
in.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Do you
get
guys
it.
just like
And-
fart into the boxes or
One,
something?
and one instance of a failure at the factory ends in a couple people's deaths.
Yeah.
Wow,
and I
this
still
really
don't care.
smells like
Yeah.
a dead
because
person.
of the disdain.
Yeah.
Did you check with China? Because I heard this is discounted
Yeah.
over there. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
there's tons of it.
Yeah, because
yeah.
they don't have
Darkness,
OSHA
rain.
over there, so
That's
it's
true.
all good.
It's like you guys watch Mommy Dearest before every box is made. you fart in it, and then there's an epidemic of pink eye in the Midwest.
Nice. Nice.
It's just what else do you need?
When you open the box, I want you to feel like you're trapped
right.
in a bed
That's
with
right.
Kathy Bates breaking your legs.
Oh,
That's kind of how I feel. Now,
that's intimate. I like the way you
yeah.
think.
see, it brings you in.
I go to the
does,
positive
right?
here.
And then breaks your legs.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Anyway, so there's that.
Okay,
What else would you like from us?
that's phenomenal. I'm just the packaging process is really taking a part of my soul. I like that.
Yeah, well, I think to kind of follow up what Alan is talking about too. One thing that, as a gamer, getting into the realm of game design, you don't account for the little things. Like we've built 3 prototypes for this game. The current prototype we have here on display at HOSYerCon is the closest to what the production is going to look like before we actually get it produced. But one thing that we've had to deal with, as a small game design company with not a lot of capital before we get into it, I mean, a lot of the cost, you're just soaking, and
Oh, yeah.
and there's a huge red mark in your bank account that you're just accounting for. You're like, okay, I hope and pray that when this game goes live, regardless how you're funding it, that you're going to make that back. And a lot of times you kind of take a loss for the first one just because you want to get it out there.
Sure.
But even still,
self-publishing kind of. I really want this to happen. So
right, but it's really tough for you to have that perspective walking in day one.
Yeah.
You don't think about, you're like, this is a game that we want to design. We had, when we started designing this game, we had a vision of what we wanted. Of course, it wasn't what it is now, but we had a vision of what we wanted, and it started with a prototype 3 days later. We had a prototype for the game literally 3 days later. Alan went to United Art and Education and bought some blank-faced playing cards, and we literally put together the first prototype of this game and played it. We started talking on a Thursday night about the game. We played it that Sunday.
That's cool.
And we went, wow, this is a really awesome idea. This game sucks, and I can't wait to make it good. But this game has it has a great foundation. Like, I like where this is going to go. And then, we're on our 3rd prototype now. And even still, something that we were having a discussion last night about is your game is never going to. Oh,
Whoa.
hello,
Oh no.
hold that thought.
that was kind of what the process that we've had to go through. And the thing is, as a game designer, you don't account for the cost of prototyping. You don't account for how many times are we going to have to remake this one card to make sure that it reflects exactly what you want in the game. And it was a fun lesson to learn, in my opinion. I have a huge appreciation for the guys who do it, even if it's on a, like you've got Simon Games and Cryptozoic and Z-Man and those guys, or Asmodee, I should say. You've got all those guys who have done it, and they're doing it on a huge level and professionally, but it's like they all started from the same ground. Richard Garfield, who is, King of Tokyo guy, when he started Magic the Gathering, he didn't have the tools that we have now, and I just imagine the headaches that he had to go through. I mean, how do you take a full piece of art and shrink it down so that it fits on a little bitty card like that without some sort of a digital format that you can use now with Adobe Photoshop or, something like that? And so that I think that's definitely part of the curve that we've had to deal with learning how to prototype a game and learning how to produce a game that you don't account for because you don't know until you get into it.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, cool. I think that's some keen insight. Yeah, we don't have ears at this point. We're not going to have ears for a couple minutes, or at least until next. I may have to even figure out if there's an outlet in here that we can perhaps.
Yes.
I don't know. We'll have to take a look at that. We'll get that taken care of. Don,
Yes.
Alan,
Yeah.
you have given us some good insights. Some from DNAGames.
Yeah.
See, Don and Alan.
Yeah, you got it.
go, you
got it.
Yeah.
It all works.
Proud of you.
I know, right? Proud of you. It's so good. So we've been talking game. We're to the point now where I'm going to have you. Where we're probably going to break for a minute or three. We're going to go get the game,
Yeah.
and then you're going to kill us all. Is what I'm hearing,
Okay.
or at least you're going to kill everyone but me.
To be honest with you, I
And then we
believe in
kill
you
Scott.
guys.
You do.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
gonna,
really.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, stop
I
trying to give
believe.
hope. That's horrible.
I believe
I want the
that
pitchfork.
at least one of you at this table is going to win.
Oh, well,
Really?
And since he
I
said that, I'm
believe
going to
in
choose
a
the
thing
worst
called
scorer
love.
we have.
Because you like to sell hope because you're
I
a
do.
horrible person.
I am
Yes.
a horrible.
It's okay. It's
Josh
perfectly
Jackson.
fine.
I said I
love
believe in a thing called love.
Oh, see, I thought I believe I can fly.
There, we got this. We got
You
the
right,
musical
Jason.
toys again.
Yeah,
See,
man.
We need to collaborate, do musicals. I'm just
Yes.
saying.
Let's do it.
We need to do
Let's
this.
do it.
Let's not
So
play
it's
their
been a
game. Let's
thing.
write a musical.
Well, we did it, we
DNA
could do it.
Games,
Yep.
Don and Alan, they want to do a musical. I don't understand.
I'm
Musical
down.
episodes.
Hey,
Don
I
can
s-
jump in there. I'm good.
Just so you know, operatically trained right here.
Yeah, really?
And
Yeah.
heckler.
Really?
So we're
I-
good.
I don't. Right? Yeah. I don't know if I could help provide anything today because I've been talking all weekend.
Right?
But I might
No,
be
we
able
wouldn't
to.
want you to do that.
I might be. Yeah,
just so that you know,
absolutely.
I mentioned Questo Quela, and nobody here goes. Everybody, what is that like queso that I put on my chip? No, no. So just so you know, it's not going to be anywhere near operatically trained.
That's fine.
Thought I'd
That's
let you
fine.
know.
That's
It's
cool.
horrible.
That's
the world I live in. Run, Don, run.
I don't run.
No. Seriously, yeah, we had that conversation. I had that conversation
I've been
at work
working
on
on
Friday.
this body for way too long to be
Yeah.
running.
I said, if you see me running anywhere, drop what you're doing. There's an
Yes,
emergency.
That's exactly it. If I'm running anywhere, you need to be running
There's
the
a
same
problem.
direction.
right. And that's how it is. It's that thing.
Yep.
All right. Well, we've been here with DNA Games, DNA Games, DNA Designers, DNA
Games. You're good.
DNA
with
Games?
DNA Games.
Yeah.
I mean, you can keep calling us what you want to. I mean,
DNA
just talking
Lords
stuff.
of the Universe.
I thought it was
don't know.
DNAGames.
I'm
I
not
like
exactly
that
sure.
one.
I'm a narcissist, so I really like to just know this could be. We
It
could
could be
rule
even
the known
greater.
universe.
The
And I'm arrogant, so
megalomaniacs
keep
of
going.
There you go.
DNA.
There. Yeah, so we're going to do a thing here.
right. Have Jewish,
I've gotten off
whatever.
track again, and I'm getting the look. Okay. So DNA Games, we are going to. All right. Nightfall at Camp Havenwood.
You got
Boom.
it.
That's a great
Boom.
name.
See, because I had to think of all the places
Still a
I
great
could get
name.
murdered during this game, and I went, okay, that's a nice list, is what I'm saying.
It is.
This is Gaming with Scott. We're here at HOSYERCon 2017, DNA Games, and as always, you'll hear from us real soon. Bye.
Bye.